Hello everybody, how's it going? Moving on up to the Super Nintendo here instead of the NES. This is Super Mario World. I'm going to be doing 96 exit today, which is every single exit and every single level. Without further ado, I'm going to get it started. I'm going to be selecting one player here, and time's going to start when Mario appears in the intro cutscene. So I'm going to start, and time is now. Alrighty, so getting into this, we're going to be sitting here for an hour and a half. So every single level, every single exit, there are 72 levels in this game, with 24 of them having secret exits. Starting off here is Yoshi's Island, very first, kind of the beginner starter world here. It's not horribly much to say in the grand scheme of things, it's just kind of the basics, getting used to things. I don't know what I'm doing there with the shells, just trying to swag out. But yeah, to start off here, things are going to be pretty tame. Like, for example, I could get the midway point to become Big Mario, but I'm actually not going to do that just yet, which I will explain once we get there. Yoshi is also in this game too, which, again, I am also not getting for quite a while, but I do promise you that he will be abused heavily in this run. Anyways, first level, Yoshi's Island 2, not too much to go on. That's a level that you could play blindfolded if you wanted to. Anybody could do that if you do enough times. Yoshi's Island 3, though, actually already has a bit of interesting tech behind it. Besides... Sorry, let me just focus here at the beginning. Besides just simply running, a thing that you may notice is I am optimizing my run speed against these brown moving platforms here. Fun fact, they actually push you slightly forward, and if you maximize your run speed by spin jumping off the edge of them, you can actually save an additional in-game second. It saves you just enough frames. If you try to go through the level normally, it gives you a 258, but you're going to see here in just a second, I'm going to be getting a 259. There you go. So, it may look like I wasn't doing much there, but I already was. The next level coming up, Yoshi's Island 4, has an equally as interesting trick. I probably won't get it, but I'm going to try to go for it. You can actually do a shell jump in this level where you can skip a water section here. It only saves about a third or a quarter of a second, but I will try going for it anyways. Let's see here. It's going to be right here. Nah, fortunately a little bit off there. I tried. Fortunately, that really doesn't lose time. That's kind of just something you can go for fun. You can die to it, though, so I'm glad I did not do that wrong in that way. Alrighty, we're going to be approaching the first world here, or the first castle here, Iggy. The first of 7 main castles with Koopa Kids. And this level is the reason why I have not picked any power-ups up until now, and it's because of these fences. You're going to see some of these jumps are really tight here, like that first one there. And also this second one here under that Koopa. If I was Big Mario, I would have lost my power-up, and there's just no point in getting it if I don't need to collect that power-up yet, so I'm just going to simply lose it. And now I'm going to become Big Mario. From this point on, power-ups are now going to become an important play in this run. I'm going to be picking up a Fire Flower here in just a moment, which is going to be crucial off and on for a solid, like, 2/3 of this run. Yep, right here. Kind of the first mini auto-scroller of the game. There are a couple auto-scrollers throughout the run, but I promise you that there's not nearly as much as some other Mario titles. Alright, and I'm going to use my Fire Flower here, quick Iggy kill, and that's the first world down. First of many, many more. Alrighty. We're just getting started here. That is nothing in comparison to what I'm going to be doing in the next handful of minutes. After this cutscene, I'm going to be grabbing the most important power-up of this run by far, which is the absolute cornerstone of speedrunning this game, which is the cape. Debatably the most broken power-up in a Mario game of all time, I would argue. Absolutely breaks the game in ways that Nintendo never expected you to. Alright, so I'm going to mash into here, down to points 1. And yeah, there's going to be a Koopa here at the beginning of the level. I'm going to immediately pick him up here. Alright, and now we get the other big factor in here, which is actually flying with your cape. Very important thing here. You can actually manipulate your flight speed here. Your flight speed can go between values of 47 and 51, including those values as well. The way I tell how fast I'm going is based on how fast the screen jitters. This is either a 50 or 51. I don't think this is a 51. I'm not sure. I scraped there a little bit. You can sometimes tell by the in-game time you get at the end there. Optimal is a 362. Right here, Donut Secret 1. This is the first water level. of the entire run here. The important thing in water levels is the fact of if you want to not swim up as much, I'm actually holding it down right on my D-pad instead of just right so that I don't get as big of hits. Alright, and I am going out of my way to grab this Koopa because swimming in water with Koopa shells gives you way more speed than just swimming through the level. And actually for this exit, I'm going to be switching to the P-switch quickly, and that is because at the very end here, I'm going to have to swim through a few fish, and if I had the red shell, there's a chance based on my cape frame rule that I would lose the shell. Fun fact, Mario's cape hitbox spins back and forth every 4 frames. So yeah, if you don't time it right, you can lose your shell to a fish, which is why I switched to that for that exit. Alrighty, the first ghost house of the run, Donut Ghost House. I'm going to be getting a really quick exit here for this first run through World 2. In 1 second. I went a little early. I'm going to go a little bit safe here, hopefully. Okay, good. I am glad I did that. That means I should be doing the route that I intended to today. I messed that up in my practice run, so I'm glad I did not today. Whoop, get in the door. I forget the stat. I think it's like running through a door at full speed without slowing down. It's only 2 frames. A lot of runners intentionally slow down a little bit just to make sure they enter that door. Alright, so this is 96 exit, which means that we're going to be getting every secret exit as well. The level we're skipping right there is actually not a normal level. That is top secret area, which just gives you bonus power-ups. So that's not an exit I can actually complete. So I am going back down. I'm going to be doing the secret exit, which you may think it may be exactly the same for the most part, but it's a little bit different. This first part, I'm going to be grabbing the shell again, but instead of switching to the P-switch, I'm actually going to keep the red shell because I need to hit the P-switch in order to get the secret exit. So I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm going to do the same spin out of the pipe here. Go under. Going to just be safe there. I'm going to hit this. And then, let's see. Okay, unfortunately, the fish was not nice there with my cape frame roll. But nonetheless, there we go. 256 is really good for a marathon run. Alright, and I am now going to the other ghost house here because I am doing a route here called Early Ghost House. And the reason why I'm doing that is actually because of these boo rings that you see right here. These boo rings are based on a global timer within the game. Basically, every time you play a level with a boo ring in it, whenever you leave a section with it, it stores the last value of where the... That's not good. I'm going to have to wait a second. That's not good. Give me 1 second. The boo ring's value, like the last value on screen, so for example, when I walk off screen here, the value of that freezes, and it loads again whenever I come back to another area with it. And the reason why we do this early ghost house route is so that we can consistently do this level with the same boo ring every time in that first room. Unfortunately, if you mess up the level the first time here, it's not going to be consistent the second time, so I'm going to have to play the next exit here really safe, because there is another exit here. But fortunately... Fortunately, this route allows you to get that first consistent level, because runners used to do a route that did this after Special World, which meant that this wasn't the first ghost house with the boo ring that you played, and it led to really inconsistent boo ring timings, which led to runners kind of freaking out. Yeah, that was realized finally in the mid-2010s. Alrighty, so that gives us an exit to Star World, but we're actually not going to be entering Star World for quite a while. We're going to be going back up here to get the other exit, which is going to take us to a pipe. And yeah, look at this really weird boo ring position. This is normally not... Unfortunately, I messed up so much that I'm going to have to wait here. Again, honestly, it's kind of nice in a way I messed up, because I was able to demonstrate the boo ring position being stored, which is kind of a cool fact about this game. What is this going to be? I did the same thing. I am not sure what's... Oh, I'm going to lose my cape here. I'm not? If that boo was like 1 pixel lower, I definitely would have lost my cape. I don't know how I didn't lose it. I don't understand. Give me 1 second here. I'm kind of freaking out that I still have my cape. Alright. I don't think I've ever had that happen before. I know people say that all the time. Anyways, we're going to pretend that didn't happen. I am just really happy I have my cape. Keeping your cape is the most essential thing in this run by far. If I have my cape, then I'm a happy camper. That is generally my mantra in this game. Alright, this is going to be another example of a flyover level. I'm just going to get up here. Good. Okay. A little bit late here. Luckily, a little right input fixes me scraping. The reason why I'm flying off screen here is because there are a couple of pipes that go up to the top of the screen, but Nintendo didn't really think about the fact that with a cape, you can literally just fly above it. Nintendo didn't fully patch the top of the screen. You can literally just scrape right over. We're going to be doing that in a few levels throughout the game. That's definitely not the last time we're going to be doing that. Alright, in this routing, this pipe takes you back to World 2 here. It's just going to take us back the other way here. Don't worry, we are going to be getting the rest of those World 2 exits on our way after Special World. Because, fun fact, okay, I'm just going to have to do the backup here. Give me 1 second. Nice, alright. Yeah, sometimes when I'm a little nervous, I don't get that initial trick, but luckily there's a backup to get speed there. The usually casual strat for that is you can get like you can go like left and right at the beginning to get speed, but you can just keep running right and get it. Saves you a little bit of time. Unfortunately, I lost a couple seconds there because of that. Normally I'd be getting like a 263. Not to worry though. But yeah, we're already approaching the end of World 2, for now at least, the first stretch of World 2. Donut Plains 4 is the last level before the castle, and in this level we're finally going to introduce another element of the game that I have not shown yet, which is Yoshi. I'm going to be grabbing Yoshi specifically to use him for a couple of glitches in World 3. World 3 is a very tough split in general, very heavy resets if you're grinding runs, so hopefully I can at least show off a couple cool tricks there with Yoshi when I get there. So I am going down here, hitting that block, boom boom. And then I'm just going to be normal flying on top of Yoshi here. I just need to be a little bit careful here getting through these flying parachute Goombas. I'm going to bounce off that guy. Boom, tongue, and we are done. 257 is really good, actually, considering my flight speed. Alright, so we're almost done with World 2 here. Going to be entering the second castle, Morton. Morton is a lot different than Iggy. This is the first level, this is the first, like, vertical level in the game, where I'm going to be mainly just going up and down instead of left and right. So instead of going the normal way, I'm actually going to go all the way up here to this bonus room pipe. And fun fact, Nintendo just allows you to just go back out of the bonus room. You don't have to play it. And because of that, it allows me to skip a completely, just a whole room. I don't have to play a whole room of Morton because of that. Okay, I'm grabbing this springboard because it's going to come very handy at the very top of this level. I'm going to perform a jump off the springboard. I'm also switching to my Fire Flower really quick, and that is because I'm going to be using it in the boss fight. It is a lot faster. I'm going to jump off that. And the reason why I switched to this is because instead of killing Morton in 3 hits, I can Fireball twice, and boom, he is already dead. That is World 2. Alright. Yeah, that's not going to be the first time I'm going to be using that. I'm going to be using that on a few more bosses throughout the run. Like an hour from now is like the last time I'll be using it. But yeah, that is the first of the Fire Flower. And fortunately, you can just instantly switch back to the cape. But yeah, World 3 is going to be a little bit intense. There are a few trick-heavy levels here, so hopefully I at least get something here. Definitely very prone to resetting. Alright, let's see how this goes. I'm going to be performing a couple of different tricks to end levels way quicker than intended. The first here, what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be trying to duplicate blocks over a Yoshi coin to spawn unintended Yoshi wings, which allows you to beat the level way earlier than intended. For reference, I usually finish this level. You're going to come back, right? I'm going to wait a second. Give me a second. He comes back. Okay, come here. Come here. I have to wait. That's not what I meant to do. Okay, come here. I am going to be duplicating over this Yoshi block here. Or Yoshi coin. Give me a second. I am kind of freaking out. Give me 1 second. Alright. Jeez, I'm a little bit nervous. Give me 1 second. Oh my god. Give me a second. I am already losing time against being this level normally, but I'm showing this off for the fans. I gotta swag out here. Oh my god. There we go. I'm just happy I beat the level. I got to show that off. Thank you. May have been slower than normal, but it was still more swag, and that's what's important for this run. Alright, I'm going to be doing another trick here, except I'm going to be, instead of spawning wings, I'm going to be clipping through this very corner here to the right. Let's see if I can do that. I'm going to dismount him at the right time. Yo, let's go. First try. Very nice. That clip alone can be very reset heavy. Fun fact, that clip is subpixel based, so even if you're set up correctly, there is a 25% chance that you'll be kicked out. So I basically won the lottery there. Unfortunately, there are 2 more clips in this run that's exactly like, or not exactly, but the same kind of concept as that, so, but we're not going to worry about that until like 40 minutes from now. And for Switch Palace, Yump, I just got a 1-frame trick off the Switch that allows you to jump off it. 1 frame, we call that a Yump. We have a joke in the community that if you don't get 1 Yump during the run, at least 1 Yump, then your run's not valid, because there's 4 chances to do it, 4 switches in the game. Alright. Vanilla Dome 2, once again here, we're going to be getting normal exit, which definitely will be a lot different than the previous, because instead of just skipping the level, I get to actually show you parts of this game for once. Alright, I intentionally lined myself up so I have P-speed here, doing a little left-right so I don't run into the Buzzy Beetle. Ooh, that was not supposed to happen. I'm going to take this a little bit safe and go down here. There's a couple different ways to approach this if I mess this up. Normally, I was supposed to keep the Buzzy Beetle and re-stun him here, but that's okay. We're just going to improvise here. Fortunately, at this point, I'm back on track. I'm in the correct point. Then I'm just going to do a little normal fly here to get through this. Oh, unfortunately, I didn't get... There's a trick here called Sticky Fly where you can stick to the ceiling. Unfortunately, I didn't get that. It doesn't save time. It's just cool, but it's cool to know. Alright, fortunately, the next level I get to breathe a little bit. It's another ghost house, but then after that, there's going to be a little bit more of execution going on. But this is what I was talking about with the boo rings. You'll see in this level there's a boo ring. The previous routes, this used to be the first level that had a boo ring in it. So because of that, sometimes it would act differently in the previous ghost house whenever you visited it, depending on how you played this level. Alright, and I'm just going to go down here, went a little bit past that. And instead of normal flying here, I'm actually going to spin fly, because this level requires you to hit a P-switch and enter a hidden door. Let's see if I can get this. Yep, you can item fly in this game. Very nice. It's a little cool trick there. Basically, the trick is if you're flying in the middle of the air and you don't scrape the bottom of the platform, you can just item fly. You can fly while holding any item that involves switches, shells, you name it. Alrighty, Vanilla Dome 3, a little bit tricky. I meant to concentrate a little bit here. I'm going to be skipping a bunch of these raft sections here. Oh, that was... Holy... Whoa, okay. I'm just happy I have not died yet. That is a miracle. There's been a couple really close calls. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to take this safe. Normally, I'd be doing a fly to skip this raft, but I'm just going to let myself breathe for a second here after that. I can promise you, though, in the second half of this level, I will be performing a skip to get through the raft. Alright, so I'm actually going to be doing the same concept as Morton's Castle. Instead of going to the right here, there is actually another hidden bonus room game up here. And I'm just going to enter the pipe. And then again, Nintendo really didn't care if you played this level or not, the bonus room, so you can just exit it, and now I'm automatically at the midway section. Alright, we're just going to take that safe. That's fine. Alright, I'm going to grab this Yoshi. There's a few different ways to skip this raft. I'm either going to do the really safe way, or if I'm aligned correctly, I'm going to go for a trick called Blarg Skip, where I bounce off a Blarg's head. I guess we're going for Blarg Skip. This better work. That was going to kill me if I... Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have Yoshi, which... kind of sucks. That means I'm going to lose like 15 seconds in a level later on, but that's okay. The only reason why I got Yoshi is because, well, there's 2 reasons. The raft skip section there, which unfortunately I wasn't really able to demonstrate properly. I guess I kind of did until I almost died. But also in a later level, there's going to be an intended Yoshi wings, unlike the ones I just glitched that allow you to beat the level early. Unfortunately, because of that, I'm going to have to play that level fully instead of just beating half of it. Because of that, this level is not nearly as cool, unfortunately. I'm just going to be flying above the level. If I had Yoshi, I would have had to time myself around these bullet bills. Fortunately, there's only one bullet bill you have to worry about, and it's the very first one, and that's the reason why, when starting the level, I didn't get P-speed at the top. I decided to run all the way right and then down and delay for a second, because based on like the global timer, the bullet bill can just completely just shoot you in the face there if you try to gun it right away. But anyways, with that, we're about to enter the third castle, which has a little bit of tech in the first room here. Alright, this is the first appearance of the Magic Koopa, and fun fact, immediately entering this level, I'm going to spin my cape a few times here to manipulate his position. If I did not spin that, he would have already spawned in my face and hit me, but fortunately, because I spinned, he did not do that. This has to be a little tricky here. I'm going to hit the P-switch, which allows me to enter this door, which allows me to get the midway. Allows me to get a little bit further ahead here. Very nice. Yeah, fortunately, as long as you do those spins at the beginning, the Magic Koopa is usually pretty nice to you. It may look a little trickier than that, but as long as you do those spins, you're generally in good business. Alright, this is kind of a half auto-scroller here, but fortunately with the cape, it's going to be a little bit faster than doing it without a cape. At least it allows me to breathe a little bit after World 3, or like the rest of World 3. Fortunately here, though... Oh my god! Okay, so normally you're supposed to go for that cycle skip a little bit earlier, but I literally like landed like the last possible pixel of that. Maybe not the last, but like it was within a few frames. If I went like 3 frames earlier, I would have died. I am playing it really close here with some of these tricks today. There's probably like 3 or 4 times I should have died already that I somehow haven't, so I'm gonna hope that lucky streak keeps going there. I'm just trying to keep the audience on edge. I gotta keep you guys entertained. Alright, that is the 3rd world down. Got 4 more Koopa Kids to go. Very nice. I am glad World 3 is over. That's definitely the most stressful early world. I get to like mentally relax for the next like 15 minutes, basically. I'm so happy for that. Alrighty, coming up here after World 3, we're going to be playing the bottom half of World 4. This is going to be the bottom half of what is dubbed the Twin Bridges. There's Butter Bridge and there's Cheese Bridge. I'm going to be playing Cheese Bridge. And in not too long, I'm actually going to be switching to Star World, which you'll see in a few. Alright, entering this pipe here. And going up here. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why I grabbed the Yoshi before, which unfortunately I had to ditch or else I would have died. Instead, I'm going to have to do a cape flying above this level, but normally there is a question mark block in the middle of this level that allows you to collect Yoshi wings, just like the glitched wings I got earlier, except Nintendo actually intended you to grab these ones. It was the next to the midway point that I just passed there. Unfortunately, I will just have to do a normal fly, which means this level's a little more boring, but hey, I had to do what I had to do. Alright, there we go. So after this, I'm going to be playing one more level, and then we're going to be making our way towards Star World. We're going to be cleaning those worlds up, Star and Special World. Alright, we're going to be entering Cookie Mountain here, which, again, this splits a little bit of a breather, a little bit of a cooldown, another flyover. There is actually a way to beat this level faster by glitching a Koopa Kid boss sprite into the level and then killing the boss, which sounds really insane, but you can do it. You can actually do it in a few levels in this game, but unfortunately, I am not comfortable doing such in a marathon run. I very much just want to finish the run in peace and not completely make things fall apart. Alright, very nice here. So after this on the overworld map in a second here, you may see that I'm actually about to climb towards Castle 4, Ludwig. And you may think that I'm actually just going to enter this castle right away, but I'm actually not. I'm going to go right back down here, and I'm going to make my way back left to Cheesebridge area. And I'm going to be playing the secret exit here, because this is going to be the path that takes me to Star World. Alright. Yeah, I just concentrate here for a second, usually to get a rhythm here. I usually use a mix of audio cues and also just a rhythm when I fly above the level like this. But fun fact, I am going to have to drop above this level eventually at some point here. So I'm just going to have to time it just right. Usually as a cue, I use this saw here, and then I get a little bit closer. I use that dragon coin. And very nice. I'm going to grab the moon for swag. There you go. There's a moon in each world that's hidden somewhere. Normally you don't get that moon, but I just decided to do that for you guys just to show it off. Alright, we got one more level before Star World here. There's a little hidden level in between here called Soda Lake, another water level. There are a few different ways to approach this level. For safety, I'm actually going to scroll the screen here. Scrolling the screen allows me to have all these torpedo Teds coming out of these launchers to all spawn going out left instead of right. If I don't scroll the screen here, about half of them would go right. And honestly, I don't feel like dealing with those guys today, so I'd rather just lose a second from scrolling and just be happy with my life and move on. Especially for a run like this. I very much want to keep my power-up, which I somehow have still done at this point. I thought I would lose a power-up, I know. Alright, but yeah, again, I'm using the same trick as Donut Secret 1, where I am intentionally holding down right instead of just right, which allows me to do shorter swim taps, which allows me to more precisely swim where I want here. The only place where I am going to swim below the level is here. You have to be really careful. Yes, you can swim under the entire level, but obviously you can't see where you are, and it requires you to tap a bunch, so I just wanted to be safe and stay above for most of the level. Again, that was only like a second slower. I'd much rather do that than die below the level. Alright. Moving on to Star World here. Star World has 5 different levels. All have normal and secret exit. Star World goes by pretty fast because half the levels are really fast. And by really fast, I mean really fast. For example, I will show you this level already done. That's the shortest level in the game by far. I promise it doesn't get somehow faster. But yeah, each level here does have a secret exit, so I am going to be getting a key exit hidden above as well. So I'm going to be going up here. Going to be grabbing this silver switch here, and what I'm going to be doing is a little left-right. I'm going to be throwing that in here, and I'm going to be doing another item fly with the key. Very nice. Alright, next level here in Star World 4. Star World 4 is a bit of a flyover as well, except by flyover, I actually mean fly under. Yeah, this is one of the only levels in the game where I am very comfortable flying over, or under instead of over. The only thing to be aware of is for the secret exit, I'm going to just have to make sure to move up in time. If I was doing a secret exit, I would have to start moving up right now, but because I'm not doing that, I'm just going to go above that. You have to be a little bit careful with those red blocks, because, you know, I don't want to brush up against them and lose my cape speed. But because of that, we're good. I'm going to be doing the same thing for the secret exit, except I'm just going to be timing my flight so that I'm able to get just enough height to get back up and get above those red blocks in time. It seems a little scary, but once you do it enough times, it's just kind of something that becomes a normal thing. Oh, why did I hit left there? Okay, we're going to go back down. I am not going back up there. Alright, doing this once again. Again, whenever you see me like lean into the screen like this, I'm trying to pay attention to how much the screen is jittering to tell my flight speed. Honestly, it's not my biggest priority right now, but it is kind of nice and kind of cool to know my flight speed here. Gonna be grabbing that. Very nice. Yeah, those red blocks make getting that secret exit a breeze. You can get it without the red blocks, but that just makes it a million times easier. You don't really have to think about that. Alright, here in this level, there's another flyover. Except here, instead of there just being a pipe or two I have to fly over, I actually have to fly through an entire set of blocks, because in this level, a bunch of the ceiling just has blocks on it for some reason. But, because it's Nintendo and they didn't check their game fully, you can literally just fly above the screen here. I'm going to try not to lose my flight. Very nice. Yeah, you can literally just skip over that, even though there's a whole barrier there. We will be going up to that area for the secret exit, but for now, we're actually going to be going to the left to grab the rest of the exits before we come back to get to Special World. Star World 1 here is a bit of an advanced level. I'm going to be using a trick called Zips. I'm going to be abusing the fact that only 4 yellow spin blocks can be on screen at once. Very nice. Yeah, Zips, it's because you get to zip past the level. That was very close. If I did that one block earlier, I would have died. Fun fact. I keep almost dying. I'm very shocked I didn't die there. Very nice. That was very good. That level went way better than I ever expected it to in this run. Zips are really cool. The reason why I said I may have almost died there is because the game checks how far below you are the screen. If you zip too quickly and you go too far at once, the game will think you died because you're too far below the screen. It treats it as if you fell off the level, basically. So I'm going to be doing the same thing for the secret exit, except instead of going down, I'm just going to be going for the keyhole. Very nice. I'm just going to take it safe because if I'm one block over and do a zip there's a chance that I would go past the key, and I very much don't want to have to reset that level. So I just took it safe there. Those zips in general went way better than I ever expected it to in this setting, though, so I'm very happy about that. That normal exit was really good. That right zip at the beginning is really tricky. I'm really glad I got that first try both times. Alright, Star World 2 here, not too much going on here as well. The one thing I just need to be aware of here is making sure that I drop below here right between this gap. That gap is really tight. If I'm not paying attention, I am distracted for even just a second. Yeah, it will not be pretty. Very nice. I intentionally pressed down using a visual key with one of the fish on screen there to make sure that I was able to get through that gap without scraping. Anyways, we're going to go back left because, fun fact, we do actually have to go to the special world after this. So, this blue Yoshi that I have in my hand is actually going to become a major player here for the next handful of levels. So instead of getting the secret exit here, I'm going to be entering a pipe here at the very end to get the normal exit. But before I get the normal exit, I'm going to be turning Baby Yoshi into a normal Yoshi. I'm going to be dropping down here. Very nice. And you may wonder how I do that. Well, fun fact, my friends, I can drop this fire flower, turn into Big Yoshi, and boom, there we go. Alright, I got one more level until we enter Special World, which is a very tricky set of levels. The first two levels are going to be a bit glitchy, so I'm definitely going to have to focus a little bit when I get there. But fortunately, Star World 5 is a little bit of a breather here than the secret exit. Fortunately, since I have Blue Yoshi, I can actually just do this. I can grab this guy, and since I have Blue Yoshi allows you to get a flight ability anytime you swallow any colored Koopa, no matter what, which is really nice, which just allows me to do this. I can just simply flutter above the level here, and because I'm able to flutter above the level, it allows me to be high enough just to simply go up here all the way, and the secret exit is actually hidden in this little crevice up here, and boom, that is Star World. Alright, we're moving on to Special. There's another world done. Alright. May have to take a little bit of concentration here. These first two levels are also glitched Yoshi wings and similar concepts to what I did in World 2. I'm going to be grabbing this Koopa here, which allows me to fly up here, and I'm going to be doing the same thing as I did in Vanilla Dome 1. Give me 1 second here. Very nice. And I need to do it one more time. Just going to wait for this to stop spinning. Wow, that's very good. Alright, just going to wait for this to stop spinning. Okay, I didn't go high enough there, but I can just spin that, no issue. I'm just going to go to the right to make sure I grab it. Very nice. You don't know how happy I am, how smoothly that went. Alright, this next level has another pair of Yoshi wings, but in a bit of a different way than you may expect. I'm just going to let the level do the explaining for itself. Be grabbing the P-switch here, and give me 1 second. There we go. Oh my god. You don't know how happy I am that that worked out. Alright, what I did there is I threw the P-switch into the corner of the pipe in the block, which allows it to get stuck and it jitters back and forth. And fun fact, if you duplicate... So what is normally in that block is a P-balloon, which makes Mario just completely explode into a balloon. But fun fact, you can duplicate P-balloon blocks to give you wings, just like the Yoshi coin blocks. So because of that, I was able to manipulate the fact that the P-switch blocks jitter back and forth when in corners. And you may wonder how I did that last part, and it's because I scrolled the screen. Scrolling the screen allowed me to scroll the switch just far enough into the right that it hit the block and allowed it to duplicate it for me. I technically didn't duplicate the block, the switch duplicated it for me. Alright, here in Awesome, I'm just going to be doing a bit of Yoshi flying here. Normally I'd be grabbing another fire flower here to get for future boss fights, but for the safety of this run, because I've been messing it up, I'm actually going to skip getting this specific one here, and I'm going to be getting a safer one a little bit later on, because I'd rather not die. If you couldn't tell, this level's a bit tricky if you mess up, just because of the flying fish and the bullet bills, so I would rather just do this level perfectly and lose a second or two somewhere else. But yeah, this is a really good Special World so far. This is probably the best Special World I've had in a long time. Oof. Alrighty. It's the first half of Special done. Second half is a lot calmer in a lot of ways. There is a way to glitch, just like I explained in Cookie Mountain, there is a way to spawn a boss sprite and end the level early, but I am not going to be doing that right now. I need that. Alright, thank you. Because I didn't grab a fire flower, I couldn't do it anyways, because it does require a fire flower. And you may wonder why I need the fire flower, and it's because, just like I explained earlier, if the boss kills, there are many more bosses in this game where I'm going to have to use that same trick. So I will be grabbing a backup fire flower at some point, but I'm going to wait a little bit. I'm going to be getting a later one for safety. Alright, luckily the next few levels in Special are a bit chill here. There's only really one thing to worry about here in the next level, Mondo. Alright, I'm going to be doing a couple of instant jumps out of the water here. I'm going to be intentionally getting off Yoshi here, doing a bit of a left-right movement, and this should give me flight. Yes, very nice. Yeah, basically in this game with Yoshi, whenever I'm grabbing Yoshi, I'm usually just finding a way to abuse him in some way, unfortunately. We don't usually keep him for that long. Sorry, Yoshi. But yeah, luckily, that's the only thing to worry about. As long as you get through that hammer bro there, you're in business. And with that, I can fortunately say the rest of Special World was pretty chill. When I say pretty chill, there is one more level that can be a little annoying, but the rest of it's kind of a little bit of a flying break here. Alrighty, we're entering Outrageous here. Outrageous is probably one of the worst levels to do no cape, which you may be able to tell by all the things that I'm flying over, which I'm really glad I have a cape. So if I didn't have a cape, I would have to be dealing with all of this. Possibly one of the worst levels in the entire game if you cannot just fly over it. Yeah, fortunately we just get through all these flopping fish and stuff, and we are in business. This level is really chill, and you really never really have to worry about anything, but the next level I will have to use my brain just a little bit more, just a little bit. Yeah, fortunately that is a little bit of a breather level. It allows me to relax a tiny bit. Alright, entering the final level here. I want to be immediately getting as much height as possible here at the very beginning. Just like the earlier level that I mentioned, there are a couple pipes in this level that I'm going to try to fly above, but here's the challenge here, it's trickier. You may notice that I am brushing my head against off-screen blocks. Nintendo was very evil and realized and just placed random blocks off-screen here to prevent you from going up. I don't know if that's why they did it, but for no reason, there's just random off-screen blocks here. Unfortunately, I timed my cape pumps in a way that I scraped slightly. Fortunately, I can back it up. I'm doing a little left-right so I can maximize my height before I get over the next pipe, because I don't want to scrape against it. I very much don't want to play that level. Thank God. Alright, we're good. Alright, you are super player. And there you go. That is Special World. Fun fact, in the American version, it says you are a super player. In the Japanese version, they just removed the A for some reason. Alrighty. But here we go. This is why we're doing World 1 and 2 again. We saved some levels for here, because after Special World, you spawn right back here in World 1. So because of that, we are cleaning the second half of World 2. Or World 1, I should say. You may have noticed that the overworld also looks a bit different too. Besides the overworld looking different, you'll see that enemies look a little bit different too. You see these piranha plants are now in like little jack-o'-lantern looking guys. And also Koopas look really funky. The first time you see a Koopa, you're gonna be shocked if you have not seen a Special World Koopa yet. Whoopsie, did not mean to brush there. We're not gonna be seeing a Koopa for a little bit here, but you will see one eventually, I promise. Up here in World 1 is a second switch, so I'm going to try to get a second jump here. Again, a jump is a frame-perfect jump off the big yellow switch, or any color switch, whatever color switch you're doing. Alright. Cool, cool. I guess I can show off here, too, the first, I don't think I've showed this off yet. You can preserve your flight through pipes here. Look at that, I still have my flight. Very cool. Oh, I didn't get a jump. Anyways, we're 1 for 2. That's still 50%. I can still up it to 75. So we'll try to go for that. I will be having another switch jump opportunity in like 5 minutes from now. Alrighty. So we're going to go back up here, and we're going to be cleaning up the rest of World 2 that I abandoned in the first half of this run. So we're moving up all the way here. And we're going to be playing a very familiar level, except instead of getting the secret exit here with the key, I'm going to be going all the way to the end for the gold tape. So yeah, I actually don't want to fly all the way above the level. If you don't need to, it's optimal to just get cape flight as soon as you can, just so you can instantly lock in a fast flight speed. Because the goal is to just lock 51 flight speed as fast as possible, which is the fastest value you can get. I think I have at least 50. It's kind of harder to tell with like the angle and stuff that I'm at. I'm usually used to my setup. Yeah, that was fast fly. That was instant fast fly. Let's go. Alright, the next level I'm playing here is everyone's favorite type of level, an auto-scroller. And unfortunately I have to play it twice, but there is some good news. I can do a little bit of swag while I'm waiting, and also there is a way to skip half the level. So I'm going to grab this Koopa, or this Buzzy Beetle here. I'm going to try to have a little bit of fun here. Oh, I got an up corner, dude. That is rare. Wow. Oh, there we go. And you can also drop those through corners there. Yeah. Slopes and corners in this game are almost not real. They barely function. I'm going to be getting a bunch of extra points here. Just have some fun. All right. I'll also do this too. There we go. Got 3 capes. It doesn't really matter if I get a cape for now. I'm going to be getting a fire flower in a few levels from now. So I might as well get a cape now, I guess, if I somehow lose it in the next couple levels, which I shouldn't, but you know, you never know. Here I'm also going to perform a pipe fly as well. I'm going to get P-speed here back and forth while I'm waiting for this auto scroll to go. I'm going to start my spin fly here. And I'm going to go back and forth here in this gap, and I have timed it just right that I can immediately go up there. And there we go. That is pipe fly. Very nice. I'm going to be doing that a second time as well, because this exit I'm going to be going up here. Yeah, fun fact, normally the auto-scroller, you just have to keep going all the way right, but for both these exits, even though the secret exit is up here, you can actually do it for the normal exits. We will be doing that again. Alright, let's see if we can get another jump opportunity here. Maybe we can get 2 for 3 here. Aw, I went a little early on that. I got a little excited. Alright, no worries. The green switch blocks are the most useful in the game by far, because the green switch blocks give you capes. There are a few very useful spots for those capes later on if I do mess up when I need them, so it is very nice to have those in the game. Alright. Fun fact also, in the American version, there are yellow blocks here in Donut Plains 2, but for some reason, you know, I guess they thought Americans needed the extra mushrooms, where in the Japanese version they just don't exist here. I should also explain why I'm playing on the Japanese version. The Japanese version for 96 exit saves a total of 20 seconds. And that comes from the fact that every text box in this game saves a quarter of a second from the Japanese text being faster. And also, I save roughly 3 to 4 seconds from every Switch Palace cutscene, because the cutscene on the Japanese version fades out quicker than the American version. In the American version, when the music ends, it just sits there for a few seconds, where in the Japanese version, it transitions a lot quicker. Yeah, besides that, there's not too many differences in terms of like what will affect speedruns. I could list a handful of minor differences you'll never notice in this speedrun. Alright, I'm going to be doing the same thing as last time. The one thing I just have to be aware about, I just have to make sure I don't brush against that green block, because if I don't, then I'm over. Unfortunately, I went a little bit too quick on that left-right there, so I sadly will not be doing pipe fly, but that only is losing me like a second or 2 max, because, yeah, it's not that big of a gap. Fortunately, this secret area allows you to just go right, and when you go right, you just get the normal exit, so you literally just never have to play the auto-scroller as intended. You can just, Nintendo intended you to be able to just skip the auto-scroller, because even they knew that auto-scrollers can suck. Alright. I'm going to be cleaning up the last level in World 2 here, which is the other ghost house exit. Instead of going upwards, I'm going to be going right. Yes, I'm going to be flying here. Enter that. And now I'm going to be going up. I'm going to be doing a bit of a left-right movement. Boom. And boom. Can I enter doors? Doors are the hardest thing in this game. You can never enter them. Alright, but that's over. So yeah, World 2 is completely over. So at this point, I'm just going to be cleaning up the rest of World 3 and 4, and then from that point, it's going to be completely new worlds. Also, in this upcoming level, Vanilla Dome 1, normally I'd be doing a fly here, like a spin fly, but at the very end, I'm going to actually take a second to grab a fire flower, because I do need that for the next boss when I do get there. Fun fact, the reason why I do a little left-right there is because if you just run right, try to get P-speed, it's a one-frame only trick, and I'd rather not gamble there. Whoa, okay. We're just going to pretend that that was normal looking. So I'm going to switch to that, because I need this for the next boss, Ludwig. Instead of saving only 5 seconds like it did in Morton, the Ludwig fire flower switch is going to save me like 10 to 12 seconds. Yeah, so we're going to be doing the left side here. This level is actually a little bit tricky. This is another vertical level, so I may just try to focus here for 1 second. Alright, that's one exit down. Very nice. Just have to go through here. Boom, boom. Gonna let go of that. And that's one of the exits. The other exit is going to be the same thing, except I'm going to have to do a little bit more of a precise maneuver here. Hopefully I don't get hit by any Koopas. This is a very easy place to lose your power-up, so if I don't lose my power-up, then I'm going to be a very happy camper here. Alright, this beginning is going to be the same. Going up here. I'm going to throw this Koopa up to destroy these Koopas in the way, and I'm going to throw this because I don't want it to explode in my face. And boom, that was a really good execution there. 282, that's really good. Oh, I'm so relieved that level is over. That level is really tricky. Oh. Fun fact, that level is actually a bit differently depending on if you unlock Special World or not, because the Special World Koopas actually act differently. The Special World Koopas run, they walk in a different direction than if you don't have Special World unlocked. So if you're doing a run that doesn't get Special World, the execution is a little bit different. I forgot to jump. I kind of went into my own world there. What do I do here? I kind of never anticipated this happening. There is a green block here in a second. You know what I'm going to do? Oh, that's not good. Okay. You know what? That's fine. Give me that. I will get myself out of this mess in a second. Unfortunately, I did just lose like 20 seconds between wasting time there, and also I don't have a Fire Flower for Ludwig, which kind of sucks. But again, like I said earlier, the most important power-up in this game by far is the cape. So I'd much rather have a cape than not have a Fire Flower. The Fire Flower is nothing, especially for a no reset run. If it was a PB run, I would not be a happy camper. But yeah, that's no worries. I'm just glad I was able to get back into shape there. We are back in business. Just a little bit of a scare there. I think that's the first time I've lost my power-up that way. We're making some firsts today. Anyways, Vanilla Secret 3. Fun fact here for the dolphins, in the Japanese version, you can eat these dolphins with Yoshi's tongue. In the American version, you can't for some reason. I think that's the way it's either that or the other way around. I kind of forget. I never have Yoshi in this level, so I kind of can't test that at the moment. Okay, very nice. This stretch of the game here is a little bit of a kind of calm break, which is honestly nice. After Special World and also what is going to be Force of Illusion, it honestly is nice to have a bit of a breathing room here. Alright, I am entering the first fortress of the game. There are 4 total fortresses spread throughout. Each fortress is going to be ending with not a Koopa Kid, but instead a different boss fight called a Reznor or a Bui Bui, depending on if you're going on the Japanese or American version. But yeah, again, I'm using the same technique as before. I am especially pressing down right here to make sure that I don't go into some of these bony fish here. I should have maybe grabbed that extra cape for safety, but fortunately there is an auto-scroller after this where I can do that, and I'm very much going to do so. Pressing down here is especially useful for those sections. Can I? There's a trick here where you can despawn the Flomp. I don't know. There's a trick called Flomp Boss. If you like spin your cape in a specific position, you can despawn that Flomp for some reason. I've only gotten it like once in a run, so I wasn't expecting to get it. I kind of didn't even know how to do it. I kind of just wing it. All right, here's the first Bui Bui. All right, very nice. Fortunately, for the most part, these Reznors are pretty calm, but their fire spewing can be a bit random. Fortunately, like 2 out of the 4 buoys in this game are usually pretty chill. Usually that one and the one in Chocolate Island later on are generally pretty calm. The ones that usually give me the most issue are the ones in Force of Illusion, which is the next world, and Valley of Bowser, which is the very last world. Anyways, we're back to our favorite type of level here, auto-scroller. This is, in fact, I told you about the shortest level. This is the longest level. This level clocks in at 1 minute and 55 seconds, fun fact. There's no way to speed it up. The only way you can technically speed it up is if you save a few frames by doing a pipe fly at the end, but I am not going to be doing that because it's really not worth it for me. But I will try to do a little bit of swag here. I can do some swag in the middle of the level. I'm just going to have to wait a little bit here. But I'm very much glad to have a cape here. I'm at least chilling in that department. Alright. There's a Koopa section here with all these Koopas. Gonna go boop, 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 boop. I could have done the 1-up, but I don't really need 1-ups. Honestly, my goal here is just to get my score up as high as possible, because I'm actually trying to get my score to at least 1 million by the time I enter Sunken Ghost Ship, which isn't until like half an hour from now. But I'll explain more about why I am doing that to my score once I get there. I do promise it is very important. It's a lag reduction based thing. Actually, I should have kept one of the shells so I could have done some dupes here. Unfortunately, I can't swag out as much as I promised. I apologize. Yeah, I can just grab this. There is a 1-up here as well, which I guess I'll grab for funsies, so I don't have anything else to do here. You can do a bit of spin flying mechanics, which allows you to get a pipe fly here, just like I demonstrated in other levels, but I'm just going to chill. I'd rather not die. I'm not as well practiced in that department, because it only saves like a very small fraction of a second. So yeah, we're just going to chill here. Yeah, 155. Alright, very nice. Yeah, we will not have any level after this that is longer than that, I promise. That is, in fact, the longest level in the game. Alright, Butterbridge 2 here, the last of the calm section here. We got one more flyover level, and then we got another castle and boss fight. And after this level is where the run gets a little spicy. There's a couple different tricks coming up in Force of Illusion that are definitely going to keep me awake a bit. I definitely need to be on the edge of my seat here. There's one trick that I'm absolutely going to go for twice that every runner does, and then there's one that I generally don't go for, but I'm going to go for just for you guys because I like you guys enough. But yeah, alright. We got to calm down a little bit. I got my nerves calmed for Ludwig. Ludwig can be a little bit tricky if you're not paying attention. There's some tight flying that you can easily die if you're not paying attention. So we're going to try not to do that. I'm also used to having a fire flower in the last room, so I'm going to try to improvise and try to not be dumb there. We'll see what happens. Alright, that's one of the first really huge examples of cape deboosting. You're allowed to just, like, you know, completely damage boost against the, you know, an item there. Alright, very nice. Those potobos are really tight. If you're not paying attention, you can very easily just run into them and fall in the gap and die, which is very much not what I want to do at this moment. Alright. This just requires a bunch of quick up inputs and jumping. I'm taking my time a little bit there, because if you go too quick, you can run into that last Koopa, and I very much don't want to do that. Unfortunately, I can't skip this, and this is sadly the worst Koopa boss to not have your fire flower for, because you have to do all this spinny stuff. I am going to skip one cycle, though. If you hit him mid-air, and look at that, I got to skip a cycle. There we go. That is World 4 completely done. There we go. Very nice. We're actually on a pretty good pace right now. 51, that's not bad. Alright, let me just breathe a little bit here. Force of Illusion is definitely a heavy split here. There's a few very major things here that will either save me time or lose me time, depending on how I do it. Definitely the most intense run before, like, the very end late game, where every level becomes intense. This is definitely where this is like the point where my nerves start to go up a little bit. I have to tell myself to breathe a little. Alright. That was the calm before the storm. Let's go. Alright, Force of Illusion 1 here. Force of Illusion is, well, an illusion. There's a lot of different paths here that go all over the place. If you were trying to beat all the exits of this game as a kid, there's a very high chance if you missed an exit, it was probably in this world. Anyways, I'm going to start off the level getting our best friend here. I'm going to do a bit of a trick. Oh, I actually messed it up. I'm not going to get that right. I will show it off next time. There's a bit of a trick where I'm able to do a cape dive bomb while grabbing Yoshi. I'll show it again. We're going to be doing that again. Because there's 2 exits here. But anyways, I'm going to be grabbing at this blue Koopa here. I'm actually going to try to go for a Yoshi wings trick here. I'm only going to go for it once or twice, and if I fail it, then whatever. I didn't mean to do that. Okay, whatever. Not the end of the world. You're able to duplicate that block there, which is also a P-balloon. It's on paper a similar concept to the one I did at Tubular, except instead of injecting it into a pipe, you actually duplicate the block as intended. That's honestly the better outcome for failing. At least I kept my power-ups and I didn't lose Yoshi. Losing Yoshi is something I don't want to do right now because you may remember I did a Yoshi clip in Vanilla Dome 2, and I'm actually going to be doing another Yoshi clip in Force of Illusion 2. And because there is a normal and secret exit, I'm going to be doing this clip twice. So let me just pay attention here really quickly, try to get this. What am I doing? I did not mean to press left there. Can I get for left clip here? Oh. I am shocked my sub-pixels were still good. Wow. On top of that being a 25% chance of failing, if you mess it up the first time, your sub-pixels completely get messed up there. I tried to fix it, and maybe I did. I'm kind of still shaky on that after playing this for 8 years. You think I would have learned it by now, but I'm just happy that worked out. That is as good as I can ask for a run like this. Whew. I can breathe for a minute. Alright, entering the blue switch here. This is the final switch of the game. I'm going to see if I can get a second jump here. I'm very glad I got that first jump, so no matter what, my run is still valid, but I'm going to try to make my run extra valid here. Alright, let's see if I can get this. Aw. I got one. I did at least one. I got to show it off, so. Alrighty, so instead of immediately going back left and entering Force of Illusion 2, I want to have Yoshi for a clip. So instead of that, I'm actually going to go back up to Force of Illusion 1 and grab another Yoshi, and while I do that, I'm going to get the secret exit, which brings me left. Alright, let's see if I can get this time. That's going to still work, right? There we go, Cape Dive Bomb off of Yoshi. Nice. That allows me to Dive Bomb and get rid of those enemies. That's a really cool looking trick. The Cape and Yoshi are two very broken things in this game, and if you can break both at once, it is one of the most amazing things that you can do. I'm just going to take that safe so I don't fall off or do anything dumb. Alright. Forest Ghost House here. There is 2 exits here. Fortunately, they're very quick, because there is a very big oversight that Nintendo didn't realize with the Cape, which you will see in 1 second. I'm going to be heavily using the Cape deboost mechanic here. We're going to be doing it once, twice, and 3 times. Very glad that is a thing in this game. But Nintendo kind of didn't realize that this is a thing as well. I can literally just skip like half this level by going over there. Yeah, because of that, I can literally just skip this level twice and save like a minute versus just, you know, not doing that. The Cape is really broken. I'll grab the moon for the fans. There we go. Alright. So beating that exit is going to take me back right to the Force of Illusion 1 area, but because I've beat both exits, I'm just going to go back down and do Force of Illusion 2, which is good, because I have Yoshi, so I'm going to try to do a second clip here. Let's see if I can do it just as well, if not better. Let's see what I can do. Okay. Aw. That's okay. I'm honestly happy I was able to show it off once really well. I'm going to keep going for it until I get it. Runners of this game do not give up. We are determined. Yes, let's go. I've like barely played the actual level, so even though I lost that much time, it's probably still faster getting that after that many attempts than me actually trying to beat the level. So, I will take it. I still save time in my heart. I am very happy with that. And luckily with the throw block here that allows you to swim fast, it makes the trick even more worth it. Even if that wasn't a thing, it's still faster, because this level requires you to go up and down a bunch, and there's also a bunch of lag. This is by far one of the laggiest levels of the game if you try to play it as intended because of all the fish that are spawned. But fortunately, we get to ignore like 90% of that because of that clip. Thank God. Alright, fortunately, that's like I pretty much got like 90% of my forest nerves gone at this point, so I can kind of relax for a little bit. We kind of got a couple flyovers here. There are still a couple of really tricky things coming up in this split, though. The party definitely is not ending here. The party never ends. Alright. So luckily we do get to breathe here for a little bit of a flyover, Force of Illusion 3. We're going to be in the normal exit, which takes you back up left instead of going up down right. Ending Force of Illusion will be getting a secret exit, which will take us to Roy's Castle. Just gonna keep going here. So yeah, that's the pipe we're gonna be going down in just a second there, but we're gonna ignore that for now. We don't need that yet. We do have to grab the rest of the exits to the left. Besides everything that you see on the overworld map in a second here, we're going to be going down a secret path on the left that will bring us to an extra fortress that is hidden. Alright, so we're going to go back up here, and we're going to do the same exact thing that we did last time. We're going to be doing a bunch of cape deboosting and then just literally flying over the top because Nintendo just didn't check ceilings in this game. Very nice. One more. Very cool. Alright. That level in the grand scheme of things really isn't that hard, that trick, but just doing that, those deboosts are so satisfying. It's one of the most satisfying things just to like warm up my fingers. I love doing that. Alright, a little trick I like to remember here, first door, Forest 4, because it's the first door I get up to, and it's the door that takes me to Force of Illusion 4. I've been using that memory trick for a while, just so I don't mix them up. Alright, so yeah, Force of Illusion 4 here is kind of a similar situation. You've got a normal exit of a gold tape and another secret exit of a key and keyhole. We're going to be taking the key and keyhole exit so that we can keep going downwards, because there are a couple hidden exits down here. Alright. This secret exit is hidden in a pipe. This isn't just like in the middle of the level. Oh, I want to try to bop off him. Okay, I just want to make sure he didn't hit me. I would like to keep my cape today. That is in my best interest. That's fine. Alright, yeah, the key is in here. There's been some runners that have accidentally thrown the key into the little gap there. Do not do that, or else you can't beat the level, because I can't start select, because I haven't beaten that level yet, so do not do that. Anyways, this is the most annoying level in this game in certain ways just because of the background, but fortunately, the cape makes this really overpowered, and instead of making it an auto-scroller where you have to ride a platform, I can literally just do a little jump onto the platform, and boom, the level's already over. Very simple. That level probably gave some people motion sickness at some point. I don't know why they approved that scrolling background. Alright. Second level here. Alright. Do I not hear game audio? Am I going crazy? I, don't hear game audio. I don't need it right this second, but... Okay. I can kind of hear it on my CRT slightly. I fortunately should be okay. Okay, it's back. Thank you. I'm glad it did it there and not when I'm flying over a level, because I half the time... Yeah, you're good. Yeah, fortunately that was a really good time for that to happen, because I generally use the cape humps as audio cues. That is why I did turn my CRT audio on just slightly, because you never know. Alrighty. I'm actually going to intentionally keep spinning my cape here, because I actually want to spin it into the door, because spinning into the door is going to manipulate this Podobo here at the very beginning. If I didn't spin there, the Podobo would have spawned later, and I don't know if I can explain what I just did with my cape, but basically, if you spin at the right time, you can basically automatically enter cape flight after walking off a ledge. I am very glad that went well. Well, it's not over yet. Let me beat this. Okay. That's a really tricky ending of the fort. I'm so glad. Oof. Alright. Yeah, that trick's there a little bit challenging. You have to do a little bit of a spin to manipulate the Podobo, and then you have to make sure you time your spin there so that you get cape flight walking off the ledge. The P meter and cape in this game is very weird. That really should not happen, but it just does. Alright, now we're going to be going back and cleaning up the rest of Force Evolution here. We're going to be getting the normal exit in Force Evolution 4, and then the secret exit in Force Evolution 1. Yeah, so instead of, let's see, can I get my revenge on this guy? There we go. Bye, Lakisu. That's what you get for messing me up last time. Okay. Ooh, do not mess up there. Okay. There have been a handful of runners that have messed up there and they accidentally entered the pipe. There's a pipe there dubbed Darbian Pipe after the Mario 1 runner, because he used to run this game a decade ago. And he infamously entered the pipe there, which puts you in a really annoying sub-level that loses you half a minute. Fortunately, I did not get Darbian pipes, though. I'm very glad for that. I almost did that the other day. Alright, one more exit before we have to clean up the final level in Force Illusion. Alright, we're chilling here. Unfortunately, we will lose another 5 seconds from not having the Fire Flower for Roy, but that really doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things. The most important things for Forest are getting the clips, and honestly, just the Fortress going really well, which both of those went in my favor, so I'm very happy about that. Alright, I'm just going to time my cape humps here. Very nice. Just do a little spin jump, boom, boom. Alright, just one more level, and then Force Illusion is done. Alright, I'm going to be heavily abusing my cape here. I'm going to be doing a trick that's called Roy Fly. Just give me 1 second here. I just need to concentrate a little bit here. I just want to time my cape humps just right. There we go. Very nice. Dive bombing. Again, the cape in this game is very broken. I just skipped that entire section. Normally, you're supposed to ride that raft stake there, and it goes back and forth and all over the place. I basically just saved an entire minute or so just from doing that. Unfortunately, I have to do this a little bit casually, but yeah, the cape goes in handy there. Luckily, I just have a little bit of a visual cue. I do 4 cape pumps and then I get it. And that is World 5, ladies and gentlemen. Woo. We're getting closer. Got 2 more worlds and then this is over. Woo. We're honestly pacing. We're doing 103. That's not bad. We're easily on sub 130 pace no matter what I do. We're probably on a 126 pace if nothing falls apart. But yeah, alright, Chocolate Island here. There's definitely a couple of flyovers mixed in, but there still are a handful of tricks. And I promised you Valley of Bowser is caked with interesting tech towards the end. A lot of heavy execution levels between flying and also just a couple little strategies that you may never think about if you're playing casually. Actually, here's a strategy here to start off with in Chocolate Island 1. You may wonder why I'm going to be spin flying here instead of normal flying, and that's because I'm going to be abusing the fact of pipe flying and the fact that when you enter the pipe in this level, it actually shoots you out at a speed of 64. And if you remember correctly, the maximum flight in this game is 51. But if I do a pipe fly into this, it allows me to fly at a speed of 64 instead of 51. Because of level transitions with the pipe, it only saves me a second. But it is easy enough to go for, so because of that, I was able to save a full second just by going 64 speed instead of 51. That's the only way you can get a flight speed above 51. That's the only way you can do that. There's no other spot where you can do that. Alright, Chocolate Island, or Chocolate Ghost House here. I'm going to be flying above the level here, but this level is a little tricky as well, because again, Nintendo had to be evil once more, and there's a hidden block above this level. So I'm going to be using a little bit of a visual cue in the middle of this level to indicate when I can start flying fully above the screen. You're going to see that for the first half of this level, I am kind of challenging this fishing boo a little bit. Fortunately, from this point, I can now fly above the screen, and I am now what they call ballin'. I am ballin' here. Alright, and I'm also going to do a little bit of cape canceling action here at the very end. Very nice. I'll do a little door fly for the fans too. Normally I don't do that, but there we go. Very nice. That's a very satisfying level to get down, even if it isn't the hardest. It's just satisfying to not get hit by the fishing boo or the boomerang there. Alright, Chocolate Island 2 here. We're going to be getting the secret exit here, which will take us up to the pipe there that you see, which stashes one hidden level. Fun fact, this level is actually timer-based and gives you a different third room depending on, and actually second room too, depending on, based on what coins and also what time you enter the pipes. For this secret exit, it doesn't matter. I will talk a little bit more about that when we come back for the normal exit. But for now, we're just going to fly all the way over here, and we're going to be getting the secret exit, the key and keyhole here in a second. Just going to fly here. There we go. Very nice. Yeah, so this is going to take us up to a little secret area, which is hidden away in Valley of Bowser. We're not going to be playing Valley of Bowser just yet. This only allows you to access this little secret exit. Normally in like a warpless, or in this case, in this game it's called No Star World, this would be the No Star World route, but this is 96, so we're going to be going back after this. Alright, that aligns me up to do a little spin fly. A lot of this level has a mix of, whoa, that's usually, okay, I'm alive. As long as I don't lose, okay. As long as the football doesn't go in my face, I am good. In this level, I'm going to try to, in this sub-room, I'm going to try to build up a little bit of flight speed. I'm going to slide down these Koopas, but I'm going to run enough that I get flight perfect, and that allows me to spin fly through this section. It's definitely a little bit faster than me just sliding against these slopes. Oh, okay, I caught the slope there. Whatever. Not the end of the world. That only lost me like a second. And I can do a little spin jump off those spinies there, and perfect. I have to be careful here because there's some platforms here that are very high up on screen. Nintendo intended you to just hit the first platform, and when you jump, give me 1 second. When you jump on the first platform, it starts making all the other platforms rise, but if you're with the cape and flying over, none of the platforms actually sink, and because of that, some of the platforms, their initial position is very high up on screen, which means you really have to stay as high as you can, because if you scrape those and don't react quick enough, you are going to fall right into the lava. Those slopes are very evil. And that's probably one of the worst time losses in the entire game. That will lose you like a minute and a half if you die at the very end, because that level is very long, and you also need to grab a cape again. Alright, Chocolate Island 2. I explained some shenanigans about the coins and the timer here. So you may be wondering, this is a speedrun. Why are you going out of your way here to grab some coins? Well, my friend, I am intentionally trying to get a specific room here that allows me to get a... Normally, I would be grabbing a backup cape here. I normally wouldn't have a cape here. But I'm just going to do it anyways because that's what I'm used to. If I grab all these dragon coins and the coins here, this is going to give me a room that starts off with a cape here. And the reason why I'm killing time is because I cannot enter the next room unless the timer's below 250. If I enter the time above 250, it's going to give me the same secret exit. The only way I can get this normal exit is if I wait for this timer. I'm also going to do a pipe fly. I'm going to wait till the timer gets to 254. Perfect. I'm going to do a little bit of a left-right movement into this pipe, and perfect. And this will give me flight exiting this. Very nice. Yeah, so it's kind of a half auto-scroller. It's an auto-scroller in the way that you have to just kill time there. I'm grabbing all the 1-ups today. 19. We're looking pretty good on the score department too. I'm about to hit 900K. That's good. Again, my goal is to hit a million by the time I enter Sunken Ghost Ship, and I'll explain a little bit more when I do get there in like the next like 10 minutes or so. Chocolate Island 3 is another flyover with these pipes. These ones are a little bit tricky. I need to make sure I gain height right away. I don't want to miss any of these Cape pumps. Yeah, you can see how little leeway you get with that pipe there. If you miss like one Cape pump there, you're kind of straggling to get up there. It's not horrible if you do scrape the pipes here, but that is not in my agenda for today. Alrighty, very nice, 261. Alright. Yeah, so we're going to be doing this another time, but instead of getting this gold tape, there's actually another gold tape hidden behind this one, which you'll see what I mean in a minute if you don't get it. It's the similar concept to what happened in Cheeseburger area, if you remember that level from earlier. Except instead of flying under the level, I can actually fly above it as well. Fun fact, you can fly above gold tapes in this game if you're high enough. You don't, like, it won't end the level if you fly above the gold tape if you're completely off the screen and completely, like, high enough that it doesn't register it. Unfortunately, in this level, the gold tape is so high up anyways that it's just so easy to do that. My flight speed was trash there. I wasn't paying attention. Whatever. I'm more focusing on just making it through the level. I don't care if I lose a second from not having 51. Alright, let's see. Got a bit more action here coming up. Actually, this level's a bit tricky here coming up in a moment. The fortress here. I'm going to take a little bit of a second here. I'm going to be doing I'm going to be scrolling the screen right away, and I'm also going to be intentionally delaying to line up these pencil crushers. Perfect, and I'm going to be doing a bit of a very nice little glitch sprite there for you guys. Again, the cape is very broken. That's fine. I got the bulk time save from that trick. I got the important part. I kept my cape, and I got the cool, glitchy sprite. Yeah, that is satisfying to get. That's honestly one of the trickiest... Alright, I took it a little safe there, because I'm not trusting my reflexes at this moment. But yeah, I am very happy. That level could have went really wrong, and it didn't, so... Alright, this reservoir should be pretty calm. This is notably the calmest reservoir in the game, usually. And fortunately, they proved me right today. Very nice. Okay. Fortunately, we do get a tiny bit of a break here. Well, I guess the next level does have a little bit of tech. This next level, I'm going to be primarily just spin flying, because this level has a lot of like vertical up and down tight corridors, which you'll see in just a moment here. Alright. Yeah, this just kind of involves you knowing how to spin jump at the right time. And I'm also going to do a kind of similar concept to something I did earlier, where I'm going to be doing a normal fly here. I'm going to deboost, and then I'm going to boom, boom. Yeah, if you jump quick enough after you land the ground, you can immediately start a second cape movement there. Because you still have enough P meter to do that. Alright, Chocolate Island 5, I'm going to be grabbing the final Yoshi in this entire run here. Unless I mess up, maybe I'll have to grab a second one, but I'm going to plan on not doing that. I'm going to be doing the same thing as a couple other levels. I'm going to be immediately entering the bonus game pipe and immediately exiting it. This will put me right at the midway point. And I just jump, jump. And I can maximize my running speed against here, and it allows me to get flight, which saves me a second. Very nice. Not too tricky at all. Yeah, I'm doing really well in the score department. I'm glad I paid attention to that. I'm definitely going to hit a million in time. I think I should hit a million in Wendy or early Ghost Ship. Like early enough. Alright, Wendy here, the second to last Kuba Kid. This involves a lot of know-how with the cape, a lot of spin flying, and also I'm going to be doing a trick here in a second called Crusher Skip. I'm going to completely skip under this Crusher here, doing a D-boost. Very nice. Unfortunately, there's a consistent way to do that. Even if I have a slow flight speed of 47, I will still not die to that if I am in the right position there. That's fine. Get in there. Alright. Yeah, you kind of have to just spin fly and squeeze through these tight corridors. And I'm going to do a bit of a normal fly here. Very nice. That was a really clean Wendy. Alright, just gotta kill Wendy herself here. And then I only got one more Koopa Kid and Bowser left after that. Fun fact, you can actually see the Wendy's feet below the pipe before she spawns. So I actually know where she is, like half a second before you can actually see her. And that is World 6, one more to go. We're definitely pacing here. This is looking to be a better run than I was getting before. Alright, yeah, one more final world here. I guess before we enter that world, we're going to be doing Sunken Ghost Ship with it, which I've been hyping up a bit. I guess I'll explain it now while I'm not playing. The reason why I've been worrying about my score is Sunken Ghost Ship is one of the laggiest levels in the entire game, specifically the last room of it where there's a bunch of on-screen enemies just floating in a vertical section. The reason why I want to get my score to 1,000,000 in that section immediately is based on the fact that the lag in this game is actually based on score. Fun fact, the digits in your score can actually dictate how much lag you have. And basically what it is the higher your score is, like the higher the digits of your score add up to, the more lag you get. So that means the reason why I want to get 1,000,000 is because if I have a score of 1, 0, 0, 0, like if I have a bunch of zeros in my score, I'm going to have way less lag than if I had 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9, 9. Basically, it's literally a numbers game. I want to have the lowest digits added up as possible at the very beginning of here. So fortunately, when I enter, I don't have 1,000,000 just yet, but I should be getting it in the middle of this last room, which should save me a little bit of lag. Ideally, you do want it a little bit before that, but that's okay. It's not the end of the world. Oh yeah, I also intentionally did a little deboost there. I'm actually going to despawn one of these boo rings. Normally there is a boo ring here, but because of what I just did there, getting off and on Yoshi, look at that, there's no boo ring. It just doesn't exist. I promise you, there's a second boo ring that I just went through that should have been there, but isn't. Alright, this is the room I was talking about. I'm going to try to hit some enemies as quickly as possible so I get that score up to 1,000,000 as quick as I can. It actually may not happen until after, that's fine. Hit that. Yeah, actually, I'm not going to hit 1,000,000 time. Whatever. It's not make or break it. I just haven't ran this in so long, and seriously, that I kind of forgot the score route that I used to do. Anyways, gonna finagle through here. And if you've watched this run at all, I just got Orb. Thank you. It's been a tradition for quite a while now at marathons. Grabbing that gold spear at the end there, also known as an Orb. Only time in the game you see that, unless you glitch it into your item box, which I'm not going to get into that whole thing, because that's 96. We're not doing that today. Anyways, final world here, Valley Bowser. We're home stretch here, home stretch. We're going to be riding Yoshi here for a little bit, because in the level after this, Valley Bowser 2, I unfortunately kind of did an early flight there. I kind of got firsty there, where I tried to jump for flight too early, and my P meter wasn't... I also just went for that way too early. I'm glad I have that cape. We're okay, we're okay. I'm just going to get running speed, and we are back in business. All right, we're fine. We're good. Just a little bit of a hiccup there. It's part of the marathon experience. It at least proves you I'm a real person. I'm not a task playing right now. All right, and at the end here, I'm also going to do a quick Yoshi dismount, so I intentionally run into that chuck. Very nice. And that is vanilla, or not vanilla, we're done with that. Valley Bowser 1. Alright, so yeah, in this next level, luckily, normally to get the normal exit, I would have to go through an entire second auto-scroller half. Because I have Yoshi, I will be able to grab a Yoshi link block that is placed just before the auto-scroller, which is very nice. Alright, yeah, you just have to learn how to time correctly here. Not too bad. The one thing you have to be aware is the bats that swoop off the screen. Like, you can't just mindlessly go up and down there. You have to know where those bats are. Anyways, grabbing that. That allows you to skip that entire auto-scroller section. That is why I grabbed Yoshi a few levels ago. Ooh, alright, I may focus here. I'm going to do two tricks here. I'm going to be doing a door fly, and I'm also going to be doing what is called sexy slide, where I'm going to slide through a really tight gap here at the end. Give me 1 second. Oof, alright. And then home stretch here. Yeah, let's go. That is so satisfying to pull off. I'm glad that practice paid off. Alright. Now I get to calm my nerves for a little bit. I was waiting for that. Alright, luckily this other level is a bit less calm. Or it's a lot more calm, I should say. Just have to fly to the right here. And I can also do another door fly here. Very nice. Alright, let's see. After this, we got a handful more levels. We got a castle, we got a fortress, and then Bowser. So we have a lot tightly packed in the last, like, 10-ish minutes or so of this run. I'm not sure about my pace. I'm definitely sub 130. I just can't calculate off the top of my head. Our value Bowser have 3 here. This is... There's a few different ways to play this level. Casually, if you're just doing this for the first time, you're probably going to grab the Koopa and just fly with Yoshi. But I actually have played this enough that I just know where to go. And because of that, I can actually save an in-game second. Most people casually, if they're going for this fast, will get a 260, but I can just barely squeeze out a 261. So I'm going to try to do that here. And I'm just going to go under here. Perfect. Okay, looks like I did slow down a little bit there, but whatever. Still, that is faster than, taking a bit of time to grab a Koopa. And having Yoshi in this next level is very useful, too. You actually need Yoshi for one of the exits here. Which I will be doing in a second. This is like one of the only levels where you like need a Yoshi unless you want to like do some weird glitches, which I'm not going to get into. But yeah, this level is a bunch more flying tech, except instead of spin flying, you are normal flying on Yoshi. You kind of just have to learn how to go back and forth left and right, and also when to tongue. I'm going to have to do this level twice, so it is very valuable to know how to do this level fast. I got firsty there again. Okay, I can back this up. Okay. Oof. And then, yeah, I need Yoshi here for that exit. Wow. Alright, I'm going to be doing that a level again, except I'm going to be grabbing the gold tape. Alright, let's see if I can do that just as well, besides the little scare I had at the end there. Unfortunately, this run is deathless, right? I have not died. I'm very happy about that. I hope I didn't jinx myself, but there's still very much like 2 places I could die. But yeah, this is looking pretty good so far. A lot of this is just knowing quick movements here. This level, you can really save a lot of time here just from learning how to maneuver for these little corridors. Alright, and instead of going to the end there, I'm going to dismount him. Bye, Yoshi. Sorry, I don't need you anymore. We're friends, but not that good of friends. Sorry. Alright, and because of that, we are now going to be moving on to the final castle before Bowser himself, and that is Larry. Larry is going to feature our favorite friend, Magic Koopa, again in a minute. This is very much something that can absolutely destroy a run, so I am going to hope that Magic Koopa is nice to us today. I'm going to intentionally scroll the screen left here to manipulate him. If I didn't, he would probably be in my, that did not go my, this is not good. This is actually, that is really bad. Now I have to wait for him to respawn. That is not, this is, I'm gonna have to wait a second here. I'm gonna wait for him to spawn. Oh my god. I'm gonna grab that because I don't trust myself. Okay. I'm on edge right now. I'm on edge. Whew. Alright, get that. Woo! Alright. Alright, I am just glad to be out of that, and fortunately, because I grabbed that green switch earlier, I will have a cape block at the end here. I will have a cape. Duh! Okay. Alright, I don't know why I'm still holding that shell. I guess I just didn't want to leave him alone. And very nice. Alright, that is the final castle, besides Bowser. Whew. I'm very happy. That could have been a lot worse. I'm committed to making this deathless if I can. That is the one place I was thinking that I was going to die if I was going to. Whew. Alright, I get to breathe here for a minute. At this point, I just have to do Vanilla Dome 2 again, the Fortress, and then Bowser. So 3 more levels to go. Alright. Yeah, so with this level, so you may have remembered before I told you that I skipped an auto-scroller section because I had Yoshi for the normal exit. Unfortunately, you can't skip this auto-scroller section. Oh, I forgot about being aware of the bats. I didn't take my own advice. Give me 1 second here, let me just make sure I'm alright. You can't, like, skip this entire section. There is actually ways to skip the sandbar section, but I don't feel like throwing the run and dying, so I'm not going to be doing a sandbar skip here. There's a few different ways to do that. There's one just called sandbar clip where you can just do a normal, you can like do a two-frame trick to clip through a sandbar. And there's also a more recent one by a Japanese community called Nibna clip where you can use a key. You can actually like duplicate the Yoshi wing block to spawn a key and then use that to clip through the sandbar. All right, we are good. You just have to be a little bit careful. You have to take one of the cycles tight to make sure you're good there. I mean, you don't have to, but I'd rather do that than not make a cycle. All right, very nice. Yeah, at least this gives me time to breathe a little bit because the final fort that I'm going to play in a minute is really tricky. It's honestly kind of evil that they put such a challenging level at the very end of the run. I promise you I won't die at the end here. I'll try not to. All right. Yeah. And then we're going to actually go back up here. There's a key hidden up here. And this is the final secret exit of the entire game. So we are almost done. All right, Valley Fort here. The Valley Fort here is a bit tricky. I'm going to also, once again, do a left scroll to manipulate these crushers. I'm going to make sure that they don't spawn right away so that I can fly under them without them killing me. All right, I'm going to be doing some spin flying action here. I may just try to concentrate a little bit. If I do this correctly, this will allow me to skip another crusher. Kind of similar, but not similar to how I did it with Wendy. Unlike Wendy, I'm not going to... Ooh, okay, that's not how I... Unfortunately, I'm not going to get the crusher skip, but I'd rather do that than die. I'd very much rather do that than not die. All right. And then in a second here... Okay, that was a little tighter than I would have liked it to be. Oof. All right, final Reznor. Will you be nice to me? Will I have a cape for Bowser? I want to show off cape kill. Let's go. All right. Bye, Bowie. All right, one more level to go. And that is Bowser himself. Whew. Yeah, we are pacing right now. This should be like a 128. Yeah, this should be like a high 128. Very nice. All right, so we're going to be entering Dark Room here. Yeah, so there's just one little room here, and this is called Dark Room for a reason, and it's because this room is very dark. You really cannot see much here at all. Luckily, this room is really, really short, besides being dark, fortunately. Okay. As long as I have my cape, I want my cape here. All right. Just the Bowser fight, we are done. Yeah, this can be actually a really low 128 instead of a high 128. I miscalculated that. This is better than the practice run I did before. Okay, so I'm going to be doing what is called Cape Kill. Instead of just throwing up the Mecha Koopas to hit Bowser, I'm going to try hitting the Mecha Koopas above Bowser by flying up and using my cape. There's the first one. And how I am timing this is I am using visual cues against the bottom of the floor. Like, for example, this last one, I used a visual cue of, like, Bowser coming over here, and then I used a visual cue to come up here for flying. That's pretty much how every runner does it, is they usually use cues in the floor for when they want to jump for each phase. And you may wonder why I intentionally killed a Magic Koopa, or a Mecha Koopa, and waited for another one. And it's because I'm going for another trip called Ball Skip. In this phase, Bowser normally throws two big bowling balls down. But if I have a Koopa here for this phase, I can actually skip one of them completely. If I throw a Mecha Koopa while he's about to throw it, I can just completely skip his animation for it. I also just accidentally got a duck fly, which is a one-frame trick. I just accidentally did that. Okay, thank you. I'm glad I'm just casually flexing one-framers here. All right, very nice. That was Ball Skip. Very nice. One more phase to go. 2 more hits and the run's over. By the way, time is going to end when Peach appears after I defeat Bowser. Don't get hit there. All right, almost done here. Very nice. Throw this up. And I'm just going to go boom, boom, boom. Go over me. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And 128.07. Let's go. Oh my god. I am beyond happy with how that run went. Thank you so much for everyone that got me here. I am so happy. I've been running this game for 8 years. I really never thought I'd be here right now. So I just want to thank every single person that got me here, the community, everyone being here, just this game for existing, this speedrunning for existing. That's all I really have to say. I could go on forever. Just thank you so much, everybody.